Good afternoon, all. Uh, I guess some of you must be already knowing. Uh, Yesterday or day for yesterday, we lost one of our housekeeping uh, lady by name Annamma. So it is said cleanliness is godliness. She was someone who was involved in maintaining the cleanliness of the campus. So we lost her day before yesterday. So in memory of her and to pray the God to confer our soul in rest, we observe 1 minute silence. Please stand. Thank you.
सृष्टि kindly rise. GST is a constitutional vision of unity in diversity through taxation by Justice D.Y. Chandrachud. Good afternoon, one and all. I am Nivedita, student of first year LLM. On behalf of Keli Law College, Bengaluru, I extend a cordial and respectful welcome to all the distinguished dignitaries, esteemed faculty members, and participants present here for the valedictory of two-day international conference on goods and services tax framework, transforming fiscal federalism in India. To mark this graceful conclusion with a moment of serenity and gratitude, I now invite Mr. Tirthankara, student of First BA LLB, to present the invocation song.
गणपति ಸ್ಥಿತಿ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಮ ಸ್ಮರಿಸಿ ಭಕುತರ ನಿತ್ಯ ಸ್ತುತಿ ಗಣಪತಿ ನಿನ್ನಯ ಸ್ತುತಿ ಇರುವ ನಮ್ಮ ಸುಸ್ಥಿತಿ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಮ ಸ್ಮರಿಸಿ ಭಕುತರ ನಿತ್ಯ ಸ್ತುತಿ ಹಲವಾರು ನಾಮದಿಂದ ಮಾಡುವೆವು ನಿನ್ನ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಕರುಣಿಸಿ ಸಲಹೋ ಭಕುತರ ಅನುದಿನ ಹಲವಾರು ನಾಮದಿಂದ ಮಾಡುವೆವು ನಿನ್ನ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಕರುಣಿಸಿ ಸಲಹೋ ಭಕುತರ ಅನುದಿನ ಜನಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾಶ್ವತವಾಗಿ ಜನಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾಶ್ವತವಾಗಿ ನೆಲೆಸಿ ಎಂದು ಕಾಪಾಡು ಗಣಪತಿ ನಿನ್ನಯ ಸ್ತುತಿಂ ಇರುವ ನಮ್ಮ ಸುಸ್ಥಿತಿ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಮ ಸ್ಮರಿಸಿ ಭಕುತರ ನಿತ್ಯ ಸ್ತುತಿ ನೀ ಕಣ್ತೆರೆದಾಗ ದುಷ್ಟಶಕ್ತಿ ಮಾಯ ನೀ ನಮಗೊಲಿದಾಗ ನಮಗಿನ್ನಾವ ಭಯ ನೀ ಕಣ್ತೆರೆದಾಗ ದುಷ್ಟಶಕ್ತಿ ಮಾಯ ನೀ ನಮಗೊಲಿದಾಗ ನಮಗಿನ್ನಾವ ಭಯ ಸದಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ತೋರೋ ನಿಯ ಭಯ ಸದಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ತೋರೋ ನಿಯ ಭಯ ಕೇಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನದ ಈ ಮೊರೆಯ ಗಣಪತಿ ನಿನ್ನಯ ಸ್ತುತಿ ಇರುವ ನಮ್ಮ ಸುಸ್ಥಿತಿ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಮ ಸ್ಮರಿಸಿ ಭಕುತರ ನಿತ್ಯ ಸ್ತುತಿ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಮ ಸ್ಮರಿಸಿ ಭಕುತರ ನಿತ್ಯ ಸ್ತುತಿ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಮ ಸ್ಮರಿಸಿ ಭಕುತರ ನಿತ್ಯ ಸ್ತುತಿ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Thank you, Tirthankara. I request Ms. Aishwarya B. Patil, Assistant Professor of Law, to deliver the welcome address and introduce our dignitaries. Ma'am, please.
A very good afternoon to all. It is often said that every meaningful journey deserves a memorable conclusion. And today, as we gather for the valedictory session of this two-day international conference on GST framework transforming fiscal federalism in India, we come together to celebrate not just the end of an event, but the culmination of ideas, dialogues, and intellectual exchange. On this special occasion, it is my proud privilege to extend a warm and respectful welcome to our distinguished guests who have graciously joined us for this concluding ceremony. It is my proud privilege to welcome our esteemed Chief Guest, Honorable Mr. Justice S. Raja, former Puisne Justice of Supreme Court of Sri Lanka, a jurist of exceptional distinction. His Lordship brings with him nearly 4 decades of rich experience spanning the Attorney General's Department, International Judicial Service in Fiji, and the Higher Judicial of Sri Lanka. Renowned for his expertise in constitutional and criminal law, his presence today truly elevates this occasion. Your Lordship, we are deeply privileged by your presence and extend our most respectful welcome to you. I would now request Mr. Bharat Kumar, Assistant Professor, to kindly present the sapling and extend welcome to our Chief Guest. Thank you, sir. I'm equally privileged to welcome our esteemed guest of honor, Dr. Atmaram Shelke, Professor of Law at Symbiosis Law School, Pune. Dr. Shelke is a distinguished academician with over 17 years of experience in teaching and research. A double gold medalist in LLM and a PhD holder in intellectual property rights in cyberspace, his academic journey reflects excellence and dedication. Sir's area of expertise span constitutional law, cyber law, human rights, and criminal law. With an impressive body of research, including numerous publications in reputed Scopus and Web of Science Index journals and international academic engagements across Europe, Dr. Shelke brings a global academic perspective. His contributions to the legal scholarship and institutional development are truly commendable. Sir, We are honored by your gracious presence and extend a very warm welcome to you. I would now request Ms. Suvarna Raj, Assistant Professor, to kindly present the sapling and extend the welcome to our guest of honor. Thank you, ma'am. I further extend a heartfelt welcome to our esteemed principal, Professor Dr. J. M. Mallikarjunaya, whose visionary leadership and constant guidance continue to inspire all of us at KLE Law College. Welcome, sir. I would now request Mr. Lakshmi Natsappa, Physical Education Director, to kindly present the sapling and extend welcome to our principal. Thank you, sir. Once again, I extend a warm welcome to all our guests, participants, and attendees. Welcome to all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. May I request Ms. Merin Matthew, Assistant Professor of Law, to present the conference report. No, please.
Respected dignitaries on and off the dais, faculty members, participants, and dear students. A very good afternoon to all. It is my privilege to present the conference report of the two-day International Conference on Goods and Services Tax Framework, Transforming Fiscal Federalism in India, conducted on 17th and 18th April 2026 by KLE Law College, Bengaluru. The conference was inaugurated on 17th April 2026 in the esteemed presence of our chief guest, Honorable Mr. Justice S. Raja, former Judge, Supreme Court of Sri Lanka. We were also honored to have with us our distinguished guest of honor, Professor Dr. V. Vijay Kumar, former Vice Chancellor, National Law Institute, University, Bhopal, along with our respected principal, Professor Dr. J. M. Mallikarjunaya. The distinguished guest expertly laid out a broad framework covering significant areas of concerns, including structuring a standard tax regime in a diverse country, challenges to federalism, conversion of friction into dialogue, ensuring fiscal trust, evolving conception of federal structure, and academia's foundational role in influencing the policy decisions. Following the inaugural session, the plenary sessions commenced, addressing the 5 themes of the conference. The plenary sessions collectively examined the philosophical, constitutional, and practical dimensions of financial power, highlighting the evolution of fiscal federalism and the role of institutions in shaping GST governance. They also brought out the challenges of implementation, including administrative complexities, digital transformation, and the need to align legal frameworks with economic and global realities. Plenary session 1 was conducted under the theme Political Philosophy, Constitutional Foundations and Devolution of Financial Powers. The session was chaired by Honorable Mr. Justice S. Raja with Professor Dr. Ratnakara Aital and Mr. M.G. Kodandaram as speakers. The second plenary session focused on constitutional scheme of distribution of financial powers. It was chaired by Professor Dr. Anirban Chakrabarti with Professor Dr. Atmaram Shelke and Dr. Sairam Bhatt as speakers. The third plenary session focused on GST and fiscal federalism. It was chaired by Dr. Vishnu Prasad R with Dr. Kamala Davar and Mr. Sadish R as speakers. The first day concluded with technical session 1, where research papers were presented by scholars and researchers. The second day of the conference commenced with plenary session 4, which focused on constitutional governance, tax administration, and judicial review, where Honorable Mr. Justice Mohan Paris with Professor Dr. Tarkesh Molia and Dr. Sunil and Bagade shared their expert views. The final plenary session was conducted under the theme Emerging Challenges in Fiscal Federalism, chaired by CMA Dr. Abhijit S. Jain with Ms. Ekakshara Mahajan Mandar and Mr. Prasad NVLN as speakers. This was followed by the concluding rounds of technical sessions held across multiple venues, where research papers were presented by academicians, research scholars, and domain experts, contributing to vibrant and interdisciplinary discussions. A total of 41 research papers were presented during the conference. The conference witnessed meaningful deliberations across plenary and technical sessions, bringing together academia, industry, and policy perspectives regarding GST framework. On that note, I conclude the report of two-day International Law Conference on GST Tax Framework 2026. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now it is an honor to invite today's chief guest, Honorable Mr. Justice S. Raja, former Judge, Supreme Court of Sri Lanka, to deliver the valedictory address. So please.
the most respected Principal President, Dr. Professor Mallikarjunaya, and Professor Atman, and my dear friends, my children. I have a choice. I have to ask you permission. Should I read the script which I prepared last evening, or should I speak from my heart? Lovely. So then what I do is I will have this script passed across to the organizers for the purpose of publishing. And what I felt personally, I will just speak to you all. To start with, you all must be thinking this is one of the event in the school calendar, just to have some conference for the purpose of tick the box. That's usually happens in all the colleges. We had 14 conferences, we had 3 this, 3 that, and all sort of things. That's usually happens. But if you think, okay, this is one of those things, you are right. I think he's going to get annoyed with what I'm saying now. You are right. What I say is GST is not going to bring you anything if you look at it. But my concern is different. He must be thinking, okay, I made a big mistake of inviting him. I shouldn't have invited him. Okay, I think you're right, sir. In a lighter vein. But if you see, with all due respect, don't quote me, but I say now. If you want to practice, why do you practice? You want money? Obviously, right? So do you think a person comes to the maintenance case going to give you money? Right? Do service, do service. I'm not saying don't do service. A company comes to say, I'm supposed to pay 72 crores, but they're asking 299 crores. What's your fee? What's your fee? You don't want to quote the fee. They will tell you, sir, charge any amount. Why? Because that can go as an expenses of company. That is tax exempted. So they will give you, if you ask for 10 crores, they will give you 15 crores. Never mind. So you take it. It's not my money. It's a government money. Now you see the relevancy of GST. Now you see the relevancy of the conference. Is it important or just a tick of a calendar? Very important. There you are. Do you understand? So it is not for the sake of tick a box in an annual calendar. It is a useful method preparing the undergraduates, graduates, postgraduates to face the market. What we learn from the lectures are with all due respect, the lecturers will bear with me, for the purpose of passing the exam. Because they are supposed to cover the syllabus. But the conferences make you to think differently. Now, the collection, I was not there in all the sessions, but fortunately, I was briefed by the organizers and I had a confidential report submitted to your principal, been shared to me. So I have internal notes what happened in the conferences, including there was a glass broken. That also been noted, mind it. Okay, so saying all those things, those informations brings me to a most proudest person here. The reason is I have taken part, I was invited, I took part in a most useful and timely needed conference. There are 3 ways that you can look at it. One is the organizing, the second is participants, third is the people, those who are behind the curtain or the receivers. Or no, I'll put it the organizers and the behind the curtain in one, the receivers. There are people who delivered the lectures, shared the experiences. They gave their input to you. There are people who took part in it. They contributed into it. But the people, those who organized it, it looks very simple. If you ask, get me a glass of water. Where is the water now? It's in that corner. They have to bring it without spilling. So that is there. Now there is, in the morning, you would have noticed there is a technical hitch. You would have noticed it, no? The Sri Lankan judge, it's my closest colleague, my senior, Mr. Mohan Peris, very close friend of us and very senior to me. And what happens is that's not his fault. And he has attempted with 3 gadgets. And he used 2 lines. Still, he couldn't reach at it. So that was the delay that we are facing now. This can happen. And can you believe it? How many calls would have fired from the organizers? And they said, sir, shall you try this? I'm doing this, do this, and all sort of things. Why? The people sitting here, you always say, oh, what is this? They are not coming on the screen. What is this? Useless. Not useless. You should see the burn behind it. And while we are working, you can see, okay, it's very good. And you can see the girls also are messaging now. Now, where is that plaque? It's not on the table. Just can you turn? Then somebody is messaging to say that it is turned on to this side, turn it to this side. I saw the messages. Don't worry about it. They're so concerned. Now you can see the people who are working behind the curtain. So it's not one person effort. And think about it, when all these are burning, the person who is sitting on the burner, top of the burner, that's your principal. And he looked very calm, quiet. I could see him. Okay, he is talking to us. Last night, fortunately, we had dinner. I have to elicit, pardon me for saying it. I thought we are having a leisure dinner. No, he was on the furnace. He was, yes. Suddenly he looks at the phone. Oh, yes. He lost. Because some message comes to say, somebody is saying my slippers is missing, or pen is missing, or glass is broken, something. Everything is brought him, but to see, very nicely, peacefully handled. So there are three ways. One is the people who took part in it. Very good, excellent, congratulations. The people who participated as observers, make sure next time you all in it. Whatever the next program comes, either it is tax or goods, or the commercial, or even a maintenance. I'm not degrading because that's a lighter version, or a motor traffic one, or a consumer affair one. Take part, because that brings you wealth of experience. The most beautiful is the people, the children who served food to me today, food to us. I think, ma'am, you will realize, so nervous, so tensed. And one girl, I said, okay, no, ma, that's enough. She looked at me and said, one for me. Right? He said, okay, if it is for you, you eat it. No, one for me. And she put another spoon of rice. That shows the love, concern, and the hospitality. Right? That's not, I'm not doing it for the purpose of my principal asked me to do it, my teacher asked me to do it. No, that's the bond. That's a commitment. That you learn it from 0-1. That's going to help you become an advocate or a counsel. I think some of you all were there. We shared some other experience a few minutes earlier. I can't repeat it. But the take home is, on the next one, please take part. And the GST, what you saw today, it's not a very simple issue confined to India. It's a global. Now, for an example, there's a company who is dealing with India. Now, who pays the GST? Right? And there's a double taxation. You noticed it. Now, who pays that? Now, there's a cess. There's a special duty over on it. Who pays this? Okay, end of the day, who pays the GST? Exactly. So make sure the consumer pays less. That's all. If you charge 5 times, and they're happy, because the manufacturing company will say, okay, I don't mind paying it. The distributor says, I don't mind paying it. The seller will say, I don't mind paying it. But end of the day, the 50 or so, if it's 18% into 5, 90%, and 100 rupee product going to be sold at 190 rupees at the road end. So who is paying it? The public. If the public get weaker, we get very weak. Because we don't get money. Should we? So that's the take home on the GST. So you have to see, if you think I'm the champion of cause, I want to protect the rights of the people. GST is good. Make sure there is less GST. Does the government suffer? That's their business. That we'll see it later. So the theme is very timely theme. And mind it, if you see it in a commercial way, very good theme for you to make money. And if you think of a human rights lawyer, very good theme to protect the citizen. And if you want on international trade, that's a very good theme on double taxation. Correct? So seeing all that side of it, it's very timely one. On the next one, so I could see, I should congratulate the person who selected the theme. Hats off. It's a very timely and very, very multidisciplinary team. It's not only a GST, it takes every corner of it. It touches every human being on earth. Right? Because India is becoming an international hub of trade now. You know that. with the power India is getting, with the atomic power, you are going to be the world power. I think you can sell power to the world, simply. We are being close by that. So you all must be wondering, what is that do to be? I'm going to be in Bengaluru. Why should I bother? Mind it, all your minerals are in Chennai or somewhere around Chennai. Up to Chennai to Pondicherry or something, all the thorium is available now. So make sure you have a trip or you buy a property in Chennai, makes big money out of it, or in a lighter vein. Okay, so that's the theme. So somebody has burned their night oil, used the experience and expertise to select a theme. That's timely. The next one is selecting the participant, excluding me. I'm not the good person. Maybe the others. All the others are best. I went through their CV, I went through their resume, beautifully selected and very timely and sharp on the point. Yesterday, I think Professor was saying it, I don't know about it, but he came out with beautiful and brilliant suggestion. He said, no, I don't know anything about it, but he came out with a brilliant suggestion. So that shows, even though they say that I don't know, but they knew everything. So they really gave their knowledge to you. That's the second thing. Third thing is the selecting the volunteers and the organ and the team. I can see there's a huge teamwork behind. Maybe tireless. I think tomorrow all of you will have a good sleep. No reports tomorrow. I got you all off today. Tomorrow being Sunday, of course, it's definitely off. Should we demand Monday as a holiday? Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So it's okay. So Monday holiday. So sleep well, switch off your phone and sleep well, the organizers. That people, those only participated to listen it, or I came, I saw it and I heard it. Shame on you. On the next time, make sure you are the participants, or you are going to be the volunteers going to work on it. Next time, I'm going to give water. I'm going to supply food. Never mind. That is a lesson we learn through, right? So taking longer, I shouldn't take long time. Congratulations for the organizers, and wish all the students best of everything, and say big thank you for the resource people. You all done the wonders here. Thank you very much. And I'll send the written purpose.
Thank you, sir, for your truly enlightening and memorable address. I now request today's guest of honor, Professor Atmaram Shelke, Associate Professor of Law, Symbiosis Center for Advanced Legal Studies and Research, Pune, to kindly address the gathering. Please.
Thank you. Dignitaries on dais, Honorable Justice Sir, your Principal Mallikarjun Sir, respected colleagues, scholars, and dear participants. So it is my privilege and at the same time honor to address you today at the conclusion of this conference, which has seen a lot of things. A lot of issues are deliberated. Few issues I'll mention in general, but if you see generically worldwide, for the fiscal or for the financial federalism, principle followed is finance follows the function. It is based on the function worldwide. Whereas in India, a lot of function is assigned to the state, whereas finance is controlled by the central. There was logic behind that, which need to be broken. There is need to deliberate on this. And therefore, as Sir has mentioned, this theme of the conference is rightly selected. And that it has been repeated by the Supreme Court of India also time and again. Supreme Court of India has said the state is essential partner in the progress of the and welfare of the state and for the protection of fundamental right also. So if state and central both are the partners, they need to cooperate. And therefore, the principle of cooperative federalism has evolved. So it is not only for the administrative convenience, but it is for resource sharing, sharing the responsibility, sharing the trust between central and the state. So issues deliberated in 2 days conference are there is decline in the revenue as compared to 15th commission, which has declined at least for the 2 states. Karnataka state, it has declined the revenue. Kerala also, revenue has been declined. So it is constraining the welfare scheme with respect to that state and that people. And therefore, previously, in my speech, I mentioned there is need to see the constitutional objective while thinking about cooperative federalism. So justice is one of the things to be mentioned, which is part of the preamble, which is part of a lot of other article, but more specifically Article 142 of the Constitution. In between, there was a lot of increase on the dependency, that is central sponsor schemes. It has increased from 5% to 11%, from 16 to 24. So there is a lot of increase in the money over there, 5-time increase is there. In some cases, we have deliberated that there is a cap on the borrower restriction. More particularly, case with respect to Kerala state is going on. Cap may be put up with condition, without condition. So in lot of situation, condition is put up by the central government while aiding or providing aid. And that, if you see the nature of the condition put up, it is aligning with the agenda of the central government. So here state liberty to do welfare in particular area may be restricted, which is constitutional mandate in many situations. There is a lot of politics, as we have discussed, particularly if there is no state government aligned with the central government. There are different parties in the power. So that is one of the issue, need to deliberate further. And there is issue of the surcharge also, which has increased from 6% to 11%, which is more than reasonable increase. So money is going in the hand of the central, and we have to chalk out it. We have to rework on the scheme, which is provided by the Constitution of India. With respect to commission also, Financial Commission, which is appointed for 5 years, there shall be more review by the commission, frequent review by the commission, not only union budget, but the state budget also. So that is not happening, or that is happening in few situations only. So sir has spoken about at least 2 stakeholders. One who is speaking or deliberating on, one is receiver or organizer is there. I'll add 2 more stakeholders. A third stakeholder to be added, which will be benefited out of this conference, is the policymakers or government of India, followed by the Parliament of India, definitely, and state government. So they have to take care of all these issues. Maybe it will be reflected in your writing, or they may see the report of KLE Law College, and based on that, reformation can be done. Fourth, an ultimate person to whom all these things shall reach is the common citizens. So all these things shall reach to the common citizen, and all this deliberation was in keeping mind the common citizen and the requirement of the common citizen. So one person shall not control. In law, there is a generic saying stating that power corrupts and absolute power corrupt absolutely. And that is bound to happen in the politics. That is bound to happen more particularly in the parliament and governance. So in order to resolve this problem, lot of issues are discussed. And definitely, this will reach to the government also through lot of medium like publication, etc. And I thank and congratulate your organizing team, your principal, for choosing and deliberating on the very relevant theme for 2 days. I hope that policymaker will consider it in order to strengthen the federalism, in order to bring more equitable federalism, more cooperative federalism, more resilient federalism. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable and thought-provoking address. I now request Professor Dr. J.M. Mallikarjunaya, Dean Faculty of Law, KLE Technological University, Principal of KLE Law College, Bengaluru, to deliver the presidential address. Sir.
Honorable Mr. Justice Dharai Raja, former Judge, Supreme Court of Sri Lanka, Dr. Atmaram Shilke, Associate Professor of Law, Symbiosis Center for Advanced Legal Studies and Research, Pune. Esteemed delegates, my dear student friends, and my dear colleagues. As usual, but again, following the suit from the core of my heart, congratulations. At the outset, congratulations to my organizing team for envisioning a very highly contemporary subject and putting it in place in this meaningful manner. Congratulations to you. Two, if I may say, long formal sessions, inauguration and valedictory, 5 plenary sessions, added to them 5 technical sessions, over 36 resource persons, hall full of learners. It may not be ill-loaded, but it was a well-loaded activity. I'm very happy that you participated in this well-loaded activity and maintain the enthusiasm for learning. Thus, I also congratulate all the learners from this activity. On this occasion, we would also be felicitating by the awarding of certificates to the students who have undergone a certificate course for 30 hours. The subject of the certificate course was interesting, which we finished a month ago. We completed a month ago. Honorable Mr. Judicial accountability and independence being the topic. There were thorough deliberations for 3 hours every day for 6 days. Justice Mohan Perisji and Dr. V. Vijay Kumar have conducted these sessions through a novel model of cooperative teaching. I congratulate all those students who have participated in this certificate course and now getting felicitated through the awarding of certificates. In fact, I'm happy that you honored that attempt from us and you availed the benefit of it. I'm very happy for that. And it's inspiring for us to come up with such programs again. And about the conference. In the inaugural session, we were discussing about how controversial is the topic. I was saying in the previous session, and I was also saying in the inaugural session, and let me repeat now that lawyers are not happy with the conclusions. They are seekers of dimensions. There cannot be any greater topic than the topic that we chose today, which has many dimensions. Rather, the two contending dimensions. It is the state or center. It is the protection of state interest or center interest, or the protection of interest of Union of India. Having been the part of a country with diversity of different forms, one kind of diversity we were addressing was states with resources, states without resources. And directive principles of the state policy direct us to exploit the natural resources for the common good of all of us, not for the people of few states. While that is one argument that goes in favor of GST, the efforts that are put in place in exploiting the natural resources, if they are not we are not going to be rewarded for that adequately. Our efforts and the proceeds are going to drain into other states who are not bringing their efforts well, etc. When we deliberated these issues, it lets us understand with more rigor one aspect we spoke about in the inaugural session. That is, GST is not an accomplished task. GST is, what did we say? Work in progress, isn't it? So we are deeply convinced now that GST is a work in progress and we should work towards progressing the GST. Thus, while I congratulated you, I sincerely appeal to you that let this inspiration not only last long, it lasts forever. And keep thinking about how do we contribute in making the GST a better framework. And however, in the course of so doing, let me repeat, let's not be lured by the observations and statements the political parties make the claims and counterclaims the political parties make for their vested interests. If I may, since I was inspired by the observation made by Professor Aital in the second session yesterday, these political claims and counterclaims are only it amounts to, he was saying, moral bankruptcy of the political process. If you remember, wonderful expression, moral bankruptcy of the political process. Let us not be ill-guided by that moral bankruptcy. Let's have our thinking faculties in place. Let's think well, and let's look forward to have the cooperative federalism in place, GST as a tool for meaningful cooperative federalism. I think with these sharing of expressions and the appeal, congratulations once again, and thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir, for your profound and guiding words of wisdom. As we approach the culmination of today's valedictory, it is now time to proceed with awards ceremony. Honoring to those who have excelled, I would now request Ms. Sahana Karkal, Assistant Professor of Law, to kindly proceed with award ceremony and distribute the certificates of certificate course on judicial accountability and independence.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to the award distribution ceremony, where we recognize and celebrate academic excellence and meaningful participation. Let me first begin with the distribution of certificates of completion for the certificate course on judicial accountability and independence. Before we proceed, let me briefly reflect on the certificate course. This course was conducted from 20th to 24th January 2026 and was designed to provide participants with in-depth insights into key aspects of the judiciary. The sessions covered important themes such as the Bangalore Principles of Judicial Conduct, appointment and removal of judges, and comparative perspectives on the implementation of international law in India and Sri Lanka, among others. We were truly privileged to have two eminent resource persons, Honorable Mr. Justice Mohan Peris, former Chief Justice of Supreme Court of Sri Lanka, and Professor Dr. V. Vijay Kumar, Advisor and Professor of Eminence, School of Law, RUAS, Bengaluru, and former Vice Chancellor of TNDALU, Chennai, and NLIU, Bhopal. Their insightful sessions and vast experience added immense value to this course. I would like to take this opportunity to express our sincere gratitude to both our esteemed resource persons for graciously accepting our invitation and conducting such an enriching program. I also extend my heartfelt thanks to our principal sir, Professor Dr. J. Mallikarjunaya, for conceptualizing this course and creating this valuable opportunity for our students. So thank you. A special note of gratitude to my mentor, Dr. Manoj Kumar V. Hiramat, IQAC coordinator, for his constant guidance and support in smoothly coordinating and executing this course. And of course, I would like to thank all our students for their enthusiastic participation throughout the 5 days. I must also appreciate their patience in hearing me saying the same line every day. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the second day of the certificate course. The SOP remains the same, even though the SOP was never quite explained, but somehow the telepathy worked perfectly. So congratulations to all the participants for successfully completing this course. We now proceed to the distribution of certificates of completion for the certificate course. I request the students to come forward and receive the certificate once their names are called. So, Aditya GM, I request the dignitaries on the dais to present the certificates. Aradhya Raghunandan. I request students to please be quick in collecting the certificates. Aradhya Raghunandan. Abhilash Gowda Yan Patil. Akshay Gowda Yan. Alima Azmia, Alvina Albert, Anushka, Alvina Albert, Anushka, Anshuman Pandey, Anugna Shashikant, Basavraj V. Patil, Bhanu Ravi Kumar, Basavraj V. Patil, Bhanu. Chaitra Ji, Daminian, Dhananjaya C, Dhanushri GR, Dhanushri GR, Dhanushri absent. Danya Gowda, Dhanushri absent. Danya Gowda, Dilip Kumar, Fida, Fida absent. G. Kusuma, Gayana Bandar, Gayana, Gayatri P, HM Chiranjeevi, Chiranjeevi absent. Harshit Yan, Himansha, Harshit Yan, Himansha, Hongirana, Kavya, Hongirana, Kavya, Kirti R. Kumar,
She was my feeder.
Oh.
She's the one that gave the rest.
Kavya, Kirti, Khushi BT, Komala, Khushi, Komala, Kulsum, Kulsum Sultana, Kumudayan, Kumudayan, Kusuma Shri, MS Vani, Kusuma Shri, MS Vani, Manoj BL, Sanaullah, Mohammad Zaid, Monica M, Monica M, Mohammad Zaid, Monica. Monishar. NR Manjunath Gowda. Niriksha N. Niriksha. Niriksha absent. Sorry, sir. Niriksha N. Nitishri P. Nitish. Nivedita. Nivedita. Pallavi T. Parinit L. Purna Chandra. Purnima Ji. Purnima Ji. Priyanshu. Priyanshu. Rakesh H. Rakesh H. Rakshit C. Rakshit C. Rafael Ryan. Sadhu Shri Mrudani. Sai Anish. Samay T. Samay. Samay absent. Sangmitra Sharma. Sanjana Lamani. Shant Kumar R. Shant Kumar R. Shant Kumar absent. Shreya Patil. Shreyas Gowda. Shreyas Gowda absent. Shweta. Sinchana. Sonam Kumari. Sonam. Tanushri. Vamshi Krishna. Varun yes. Vamshi Krishna. Varun yes. Varun absent. Varsha. Varsha absent. Vinay Kumar. Vinay Kumar absent. Right. It is now time to honor the winners of the Best Paper Awards. These awards acknowledge originality, depth of research, clarity of thought, and overall contribution to legal scholarship. We received several insightful and well-researched papers, making the evaluation process both rigorous and highly competitive. Now, the third prize. I am pleased to announce the third prize for the best paper. The award goes to Anusha N and Gagana M. The second prize for the best paper is awarded to Srishti Shashikumar and Diveshri NR. And now we come to the first prize for the best paper. The award goes to Nanta Kumar S and Prashant Kumar S. Thank you, dignitaries, for presenting the awards. Congratulations to all the winners and also to the participants of the certificate course. Thank you.
Truth be told, a month of persuasion before the certificate course started and after the certificate course started, coordinating with the resource persons on daily basis, very softly fighting with the participants of the certificate course to join in this hall on time, and patiently listening through the lectures all time was managed so well by none other than my colleague, Sana Karkal. Congratulations to you, and hereby presenting to you the certificate of appreciation with the golden words. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request Dr. Mahesh R.S., Assistant Professor of Law, to deliver the vote of thanks. So,
Good afternoon to all. Respected dignitaries on and off the dais, distinguished guests, faculty members, delegates, participants, and my dear students. As it is said often, every beginning has its end. Today, we arrive at the concluding moment of this intellectually enriching journey, the valedictory ceremony of the 10th edition of KLE's Annual Constitution Law Conference, a two-day international conference that has brought together some of the legal minds and scholars. As a convener of this conference, I consider it both my privilege and pleasant duty to propose the vote of thanks on this august occasion. If I may engage your attention for a few minutes, it is only to extend heartfelt gratitude to all those who have contributed towards the success of this event. First and foremost, I would like to place on record my profound gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Honorable Mr. Justice Tulay Raja, former judge of the Supreme Court of Sri Lanka. Sir, despite being preoccupied with your personal commitments, you so graciously consented to join us. Considering this institution as an extended family, your presence and guidance have truly elevated significance to this conference. Thank you, sir. Now I request Professor Dr. J. Mallikarjunaya, Dean Faculty of Law, KLE Technological University, and Principal, KLE Law College, Bengaluru, to present a memento as a token of respect and gratitude to justice. Please, sir. Thank you, sir. My heartfelt thanks are also due to the guest of honor, Professor Dr. Atmaram Shalke, Professor of Law, Symbiosis Center of Advanced Legal Studies and Research, Pune, for his gracious presence and unwavering support extended to this conference. Thank you, sir. I once again request our beloved principal to present a memento as a symbol of appreciation. Thank you, sir. I would like to express my gratitude to Professor Dr. Tarkesh Molia, Professor of Law, Sharda University, Noida, for his valuable contribution to both the plenary and technical sessions of this conference. Thank you, sir. My wholehearted thanks to our president of today's function, our dynamic leader, Professor J. Mallikarjunaya, for his constant guidance, motivation, and leadership throughout the organization of this event. Thank you, sir. I further extend my sincere appreciation to all the plenary session speakers, session chairs, and co-chairs for their scholarly insights and intellectually engagements that enriched this conference immensely. My special gratitude is owed to our mentor, our guru, the senior member of this conference committee, who joined us for conceptualizing and refining the theme of the conference, making it wider in scope, multidimensional, and intellectually stimulating. It is none other than Dr. Aita sir. I thank him in his absence. I wish to acknowledge with deep appreciation the untiring efforts and exceptional teamwork of Dr. Manoj Kumar V. Hiremat, Dr. Madhusudan Ji, Dr. Vishnu Prasad for their instrumental role in making this event a grand success. A special word of thanks goes to the dedicated faculty coordinators of conference committee, Ms. Aishwarya Patil, Ms. Matilda, Ms. Maimoon, Ms. Sahana, Ms. Srishti, Ms. Kavya, Ms. Marine, Ms. Atulya, and Mr. Prasad Hiramat, whose flawlessly execution of tasks ensured the seamless conduct of this conference. Before I conclude, I must place on record our sincere appreciation for all the paper presenters and delegates and participants who came across the country. Your research, perspectives, and participation added immensely and very deeply to the academic discourse for these 2 days. I would be failing in my duty if I did not acknowledge the dedication and the hard work of all the committee heads of the conference committee and the student volunteers, all the faculty members, and the student participants whose collective efforts behind the scenes in different committees made this event such a resounding success. Finally, my heartfelt thanks to all supporting staff for their invaluable assistance and cooperation throughout the planning and execution of this conference. As I conclude, allow me to leave you with this thought. Great achievements are possible with great appreciation. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. The real success of this conference lies not in its conclusion, but in the conversations it continues beyond this hall. I request all dignitaries and participants to kindly join for high tea. Thank you all.